Hey guys, welcome to our channel. Things are going really great here. We have a quick Lincoln update. For those of you that have been following our channel, I'm sure that you remember Lincoln is dealing with EOE. And I will put the correct name for that right down here. It's a big long name. And for those of you that are new here, I will also put a link to both the videos discussing some of the challenges Lincoln has been dealing with, acid reflux and EOE. So both videos will be down in the description below, so check those out. But we have an update from his latest scope, and good news is the EOE seems to have cleared up and his esophagus isn't as inflamed or swollen, so food is definitely getting down a lot easier. The treatment that they had us on for 6 months seemed to work. He was doing 2 Prilosec a day, so 40 milligrams of Prilosec every day, along with, they had him cut some dairy out, but they didn't have him go too strict on it. So after this last scope, we have shown improvement. That means 2 things. The Prilosec worked, but also it shows that since the Prilosec is working, it is taking the inflammation out of some kind of food reaction. Now we have to figure out what that food is. Quite a while back, before when we started on this journey, they did do some testing for Lincoln, and he tested being sensitive to eggs, wheat, soy, corn, and dairy. Now they haven't had us cut all of these out of his diet because they said if we do this all at once, we're not going to figure out which ones he's reacting to. So that's how they send us on the course of, let's start the Prilosec so we can get the inflammation down and just minimally start cutting dairy, which leads us to today. Now we've spoken to them. They are reducing the Prilosec to 20 milligrams a day because it's not going to be good to have him on this his entire life. So our goal is to get him off of this medication and start avoiding the foods that are causing all this inflammation in his esophagus. Our next path that we're taking is reducing the Prilosec to 1 tablet a day, so to 20 milligrams, and being extremely strict and going to a completely dairy-free diet. This is an adjustment for Lincoln. He just turned 11. He's been living his life fairly, not restricting foods and stuff like that. So to hear that he's cutting dairy out, an 11-year-old, he's a kid. He wants to enjoy life. So he's thinking about, well, I'm not going to be able to have ice cream. I'm not going to be able to do this. And so with this new restriction that we're doing, we are going completely dairy-free. Now, one thing about Lincoln is he is a competitive swimmer. He swims close. Oh, hi, here's Lincoln. So Lincoln is on a new journey right now, and we're gonna definitely help him, and it's my job as a mom to not only have the food that he can eat around, but also help him adjust, because this is gonna be a lifestyle. So once he leaves the house, he needs to be able to keep this up and cook some things for himself. Well, one thing he does is competitive swim, and that means he's practicing 5 days a week, close to 2 hours every day swimming in the pool, and he has meets. And we've learned swimmers do what? You
carb load.
Eat a lot.
Yeah.
They're constantly hungry. And so we still want to be able to carb load for Lincoln and get that nutrient to him. So one of his favorite pasta dishes to eat and carb load with is
mac and cheese.
Macaroni and cheese. But when you go on a dairy-free diet, you kind of think, I can't have macaroni and cheese today. But that's where our cooking and our recipe come in today. This recipe was given to us by one of our good friends on the swim team that Lincoln swims on. Her name is Karen. Karen, thank you so much for sharing this. But where she actually got the recipe is from a cookbook called Chloe's Kitchen. And that cookbook is available on Amazon. I'll put a link to Chloe's Kitchen, the cookbook, in the description below, so look for that if you're interested. And it's a cookbook filled with a lot of vegan recipes, and that helps us because they are dairy-free. So Lincoln and I are gonna share with you today dairy-free mac and cheese. We hope you guys enjoy. For this recipe, here are the ingredients that you're going to need. You'll need 1 pound elbow pasta. We use the gluten-free brown rice pasta. A 1/4 cup vegan margarine, and this is the kind that we use. 1/3 cup unbleached all-purpose flour. You can use gluten-free or we use the organic kind. 3 cups nut milk. We choose to use cashew milk, but in the recipe in the book, it does say you can use soy, almond, or rice milk. But today we're gonna use our cashew milk. So 3 cups nut milk. You'll need a 1/2 cup nutritional yeast. Guys, we love this stuff. It is amazing on vegetables that you roast in the oven. We use this in a lot of cooking. 2 tablespoons tomato paste, 2 teaspoons salt, 1 teaspoon garlic powder, 1 tablespoon lemon juice. There are 2 more ingredients that the recipe lists, but we do usually leave them out. And those ingredients are 1 tablespoon agave nectar and 2 tablespoons seasoned breadcrumbs. But we've gone ahead and left those out of the recipe every time we've made it, and we still love the recipe. So once again, guys, the recipe will be down in the description below, but also check out Chloe's Kitchen cookbook. That is also in the description below as well.
First, you preheat your oven to 350 degrees Fahrenheit. Next, you want to cook your pasta according to the directions on the package.
Cooking our pasta, we're gonna go ahead and make the sauce that it goes with. So our first step with that is to take your dairy-free butter and melt it in a saucepan. So once your butter is melted, you're gonna go ahead and add the 1/3 cup flour and make a roux. After you've made your roux, you're gonna go ahead and add your non-dairy milk, nutritional yeast, salt, and garlic powder. Once you've added those ingredients, you want to whisk that mixture frequently. Then you want to bring it to a simmer and let it simmer on low until it thickens.
Once your pasta is cooked, you must drain it and return it to the pot.
Once your sauce has thickened and you've drained your noodles and returned them to their pot, what you're gonna do is add the agave nectar and lemon juice to your sauce, stir it, and then pour the sauce over the pasta and mix it in. Once you have all your pasta and sauce mixed together, we're going to put it in a greased 9x13 baking dish, and you'll top it with the breadcrumbs if you're using the breadcrumbs. Today we're not using the breadcrumbs, so all we have to do is transfer it to our 9x13 baking dish, and then we're gonna put it in the oven.
You want to bake it into a 350-degree oven for 30 minutes. delicious.
Looks pretty good.
Haven't eaten lunch, now it's time to eat. I'm so excited. So good.
I hope you enjoyed this episode today of how to make some dairy-free mac and cheese. Check out the links in the description below. Also, just wanted to let you know, with this new adjustment to our household of helping Lincoln eat more dairy-free, I've found some really good recipes. I'll continue to try and share those with you, but it's also made me try and look at the old recipes that I have and revise them to dairy-free. And actually check out the video where we made homemade dairy-free ice cream. I'll put a link to that in the description below as well. But also check out our video of my granny's chocolate Texas sheet cake. I did a video of that, of a regular recipe, but we've also made it as a dairy-free recipe. We've tried it, Lincoln loves it, and guys, it's so close to the original recipe. So if you're looking for a dairy-free chocolate Texas sheet cake, check out our video. I'll put a link to that in the description below. Thanks guys, as always, for watching. We'll see you next time.